Hey, my name is David Kunle Agunbiade, aka. Welcome to this week's edition of the T.A.L.L podcast. Watch this for a minute or two. Right, the gentleman in question, as you've probably gathered, is Amos ISSA, who's a pastor in Abuja, in Nigeria. Recently, Amos ISSA was apprehended by the police for having kind of knowledge of a 14-year-old girl. To put it not so mildly, he raped her. Girl in question is a member of his church. Girl and the parents are members of his church. Apparently, he had invited her over to the church and he raped her, basically. A lot of disturbing things in that clip, as you can see. Number one, when it was being released by the police, I'm guessing for further investigation and stuff, it was released on bail. He swaggers out of the police station like a rock star, in probably what was one of his best suits. Innocent before being proven guilty, that's what the law says. So let's give him the benefit of doubt that he's innocent. But a man in that position, all right, and being accused of something so grievous, one would have thought walking out of the police station would have been a reflective, somber moment. A moment of shame, actually. Even if you didn't do it, to be associated with something so horrible is enough to make you sort of hang your head in shame and wonder how this happened or how you got here. And if maybe not in shame, but just sober, really. But there he is, all smiles, throwing his shoulders around. And why not? I mean, he had his minions there, his members dropping to their knees, grown men and women, hero worshipping him, well, giving him a warm welcome. Why wouldn't he swagger? Because if they are stood there thinking, Pastor, we need to have a chat, we need to talk, we're really disappointed, we're worried, we're concerned, then I don't think he would have that smirk on his face. All right? But there he was being hero worship. Very disturbing scenes. I try to imagine if the parents of the girl were watching, or the girl herself was watching, how they would feel at that very moment. And you wonder why a lot of victims, many victims of sexual assault and rape and all that, are reluctant to come forward when they see things like that. But that's not where I'm going with this. Then as it progresses, the police obviously go to the hospital and ask for a rape kit. Now, for the benefit of you that don't know what a rape kit is basically a test that is conducted on rape victims immediately after the incident to collect semen. It's to preserve evidence. One of the things they may also look out for is whether there's any vaginal bruising, tears and all that. Anything that can be used as evidence in a court of law down the line. That's what a rape kit. And apparently the hospital got back to the police and, this is going to be a tough one. Why was it going to be a tough one? Because apparently the girl has been sexually active. They found she's been sexually active. She was no virgin. So what? The criminal code clearly states that having carnal knowledge of a girl under 13 is a sexual offense of rape. It also goes on to say having carnal knowledge of a girl between 13 and 16, even with her consent, is still considered rape. So the only thing that rape kit needed to show was that Amos ISSA's semen was found present in the 14-year-old girl, and that was enough to charge him for the offense of rape. So that the hospital will come out and say such a thing, and it comes out into the public domain, already begins to send my alarm bells ringing in my head. All right, is this another one of those cases that's about to be dismissed? Are we about to see another mago go on here, where all of a sudden everything is died? And we don't hear anything about it anymore. Is that what's about to happen? Because it happens a lot. But again, that's not the crux of this podcast. The crux of this podcast is this. Fathers, mothers, big sisters, guardians, wards, whatever position you're in, learn to safeguard your daughters, your sisters, or the young females that you are in, that you're meant to be safeguarding. Let me tell you a story real quick. I was at a friend's place some time ago. And this was a while back. Her daughter, young daughter, I think she's probably about 5, 6, thereabout. My hand accidentally wandered to her knee. Very innocent. I can assure you, who was. Anyway, and the look she gave me, she moved her knee out of the way and gave me this look. And I realized straight away that I was being corrected. I was being admonished. And I immediately apologized. Oh, I'm so sorry to have put my hand in your leg. So sorry to have done that. I didn't mean to, and I was that. But, I the reaction, because I know the mother quite well, the reaction also came from the things her mother had drilled into her over the years. Because I happen to know that the mother is very intentional about talking to her children about their body parts and inappropriate touch and all that and all that. I know that for a fact. So and that's exactly what was coming to play there. She was safeguarding herself. I didn't take any offense. I was quite proud of her, and that's why my apology was quick and I meant it. The mother and I said to her, I said, well, you've done a great job here. And she was proud, and I was just as proud of her daughter. That was a woman that was intentional about safeguarding, teaching her daughter to safeguard herself against predatorial tendencies or predatorial advances or touches, or I'm not quite sure but you get the idea. And that's how intentional we need to be when it comes to our young daughters or sisters. In a way, I think the parents failed the girl, in a way. Because at 14, you are certainly not too young to understand what it means, to understand how to say no. But she probably saw the man as a trusted person. But all that should have stopped the moment he probably started saying inappropriate things or making inappropriate suggestions. That's the point at which the alarm bell should have gone on and said, look, I'm out of here. But like I said, obviously, you can't give what you don't have. And I think in that area, in that department, the parents have probably failed. And that's the crux of this podcast. Do not leave your female ward, child, sister, young girl, unattended in the presence of a male adult or unaccompanied when they're going to a male adult. Heavy statement to make. But Amos ISSA was obviously seen as a trusted person, a pastor, and we saw how that's worked out for them. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget, subscribe please. Let's grow the T.A.L.L podcast. Till I come your way again, look after yourselves. Take care. Bye.